Your detected, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this game of Apex Legends. And you might be wondering, why am I bringing you guys a game of Apex Legends? Well, the answer is quite simple. I've been playing a lot recently, especially with the new season and everything, and I've had a lot of problems with it, and well, old problems and new problems, and just because, the game is kind of fresh currently, it's quite popular, I could say. It's in an up state, so I'm trying to do this little video to show you my issues with the game and see if anybody else has those issues, and let's see if they can be resolved, because I think that they can easily be resolved if the developers just listen in and start implementing changes to the game and not just letting it die for like 3 months and then kind of trying to revitalize it with a mediocre new patch or something. Or a new season, I should say. So, let's just dive right into this. First major problem I have with this game is the gun spawning system. It's horrible. And I guess it's not the gun spawns only, I think it's the general loot spawning mechanic of the game. It's just trash. It's trash on every level. It's ridiculous. It is unfair, ungodly unfair, and I think that should be fixed. You cannot, like, how many times have you landed, dropped from the fucking dropship, land on your like favorite spot, there's 100 people landing with you as well, and you're like, alright, it's time to fight, and you open up a fucking chest, and what's in the fucking chest? A fucking syringe and a fucking magazine or something. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with those? Like, at least every single flippin' loot crate should have a fucking gun in it. Like, no matter what the gun is, like, I don't know how you're gonna fucking randomize that shit. I don't give a fuck. Just fucking make it happen, because it's impossible. Even a P2020 in the hands of a decent player can be better than, fisticuffs, Think about that. Or a Mozambique. The Mozambique's not even the fucking worst gun in the game. It's like, alright. I've used it. I've gotten a lot of kills with it. I think it's alright. Like, just have them in the fucking loot crates, like have a guaranteed weapon spawn, not just stupid shit. And if that means to rework the entire loot spawning mechanic, for fuck's sakes, just do it. It's ridiculous. Like, the armors and everything is just so unfair. It's beyond belief. Like, it's so unfair to just land somewhere and just not have a gun for like 15 minutes, like, and you just get gunned down by someone who just fell 3 meters off the side of you and already has like the best guns in the game, the best gear, fucking legendary armors, jumping at you with a fucking peacekeeper one-shotting you. That's unfair. So yeah, biggest thing, please fix the fucking gun and loot spawn mechanic. I don't know how you're gonna do it, just fucking fix it. Second biggest issue, in my opinion, is the gunplay. The gunplay in this game is absolute ass. It just sucks. Guns feel like you're fucking shooting airsoft. There's almost no feedback from the guns when you're attacking people, you're hitting them. It's so shit. And I think the best way, and probably the easiest way to rework that, is to rework how the sound engine works. We need more feedback from the weapons. We need more audible feedback. And instead of just showing like a bajillion fucking numbers on the screen, just make it like Call of Duty and just have it like clear. If you kill the guy, you kill the guy, whatever. Because the numbers also work out with the other problem I have with the gunplay, and that's the lack of damage from the guns. Because it's ridiculous. The damage some of these guns do is like, what the fuck? Like the R301, I think, does like, what is it, like 13 or 15 damage? What the fuck is that? And people have like 200 health with fucking purple shields. What the fuck am I supposed to do with like 15? I have to land like literally an entire mag of a fucking R301 to kill someone with like a fucking blue vest. The fuck am I, like, what is that? How fair is that? It's absolutely unfair in my opinion, and it has to be changed. And I think the way to change that is to increase at least 10% increase in all gun damage. Like, if we look at games like, let's say Fortnite, which is, I guess, Apex's biggest competitor, in the Battle Royale genre. Look at that. The basic assault rifle in Fortnite is the white M4, right? Well, that does 33 damage. That takes 3 bullets to kill someone without shields, and it has a 30 round mag as well. You gotta keep that in mind. While in Apex, the R301 has an 18 mag size without any attachments, and it does 15 per shot. So that's fucking almost, what is it? Almost 10 shots you gotta land. You gotta land 8 shots to kill someone, and that's like more than twice than Fortnite to kill a guy without even a single bit of armor. And that's without taking in consideration that people in Fortnite only can run to side and crouch, while in Apex you can just crouch, dive, and shit like that to escape the gunfire. It's ridiculous. You can Octane buff yourself, run around like a fucking fly without a head. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I think that should be on their like top list to fix their guns. And the damage they do, and the way they interact with other players as well. Just change it. Give us some more feedback in these guns, man. Some more of a punchy sound when you hit a shotgun. We need more punch when you're shooting with the an LMG, like the Devotion or the Spitfire. We need way more like bullet impact, because currently there's almost like no difference between if you're shooting with a P2020, which is basically a pea shooter, and shooting with a Spitfire that's supposed to be a fucking LMG, right? A fucking machine gun that has like infinite amount of bullets and some shit, you know? And it's shooting quote unquote heavy rounds. You know, I get it with the light rounds in like the orange weapons deal like are not as audible, but you know, you can't have these heavy rounds like be so pathetic as well. Like, what the fuck? Just change the audio mechanic, give us more feedback on shooting, and for the love of God, just remove the fucking stuff. You know, the stupid fucking damage counters. Damage counters work in games where the damage scales. The damage can be scaled to scaled in rarity. In Fortnite, it works to distinguish white weapons from blue weapons and green weapons from like purple weapons, right? In Apex, we do not have that. All weapons are technically the same rarity. They don't have rarity for weapons, so the damage thing is almost pointless. Except for like telling you to have a kind of visual representation of your opponent's health bar, but in the end, like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that knowledge? The only thing you can do to do with that is to quickly calculate in your head how much health the other guy has, and maybe go for a melee attack or something. I don't know. You know, just remove that, make it like Call of Duty, and just have the or make it like Titanfall 2. I think Titanfall 2 has the same has similar to Call of Duty things, where you just shoot the guy and there's nothing. You hit him, there's the sound, you can see that you're hitting him, and if he dies, he dies. That's kind of how it is. PUBG, I don't see PUBG having those fucking bunch of numbers that come out here, and I think I've also heard that complaint from a lot of like big popular streamers that play Apex. A lot of people don't really like that. So okay, that's it. Change the audio, change the damage on the guns, or you know, reduce the health on the characters. But I don't think that's a valid point. And remove the stupid fucking interface. Like, but while I'm talking about that, like, might as well just fucking change the entire interface of the game. Can we have that, please? The fucking loot crates are so annoying when you kill someone. To loot them, you have to scroll, you have to see, you have to fucking do it. It's so fucking annoying, and especially in a fucking crowded ass combat situation, you don't have the time for that. Like, what the fuck? And if you just kind of manage to kill someone with a shitty weapon and you want to swap your weapon, you gotta go into the inventory. You gotta hope that your weapon is the weapon you want to replace is selected, and then you have to hold down the mouse to swap weapons, and all that while your character's just sitting on top of a fucking crate waiting to get fucking shot. That is stupid as well. I don't know how you're gonna change that realistically. I think technically the best way to do that is kind of do it like Fortnite, just whenever someone dies, all of his shit just splatters on the ground. Obviously that would be, you know, that would kind of hinder the visual appeal of Apex when it's kind of more realistic and shit. You can't just be having people blowing up and all of their shit just falling apart. But, you know, it's also kind of stupid to have a person die and he's like fucking coughing sitting there with all his shit in. Right? So, I don't know how you can easily fix that. I think the easiest way, I think, to fix that is to not have the fucking shit scrollable. I think PUBG has the similar system, but you don't have to, like, scroll 20 fucking years to find whatever the fuck you want. Just have everything on the screen, you know, have all the entire inventory displayed on screen, and you can just swap quickly. That's the best, I think, right? You should probably take a cue from PUBG. That's it. I'm not gonna even go into how shit their actual interface for the game is, but you know, it's a minor thing. They can easily change that, or like it matters not, because it's not related to the game really. Second, I think that's my third point at this point. Whatever. Next point is something to do with the new season and the new map. It's called World's Edge, and frankly said, it's a fantastic looking map. It looks amazing compared to King's Canyon. I think that's what the first map was called. It's just miles better. King's Canyon was just like fucking like sand and fucking a little bit of grass, nothing else. While this new one has everything almost. Like it's got a lot of stuff. It's got the snowy parts. It's got the kind of like the mountainous terrains. It's got the beautiful fields of flowers and shit. It's got the lava pits. It's got like geysers. It's fucking phenomenal to look at. But phenomenal to look at doesn't mean it's a good map in essence of map design, you know? And I think it's actually a pretty fucking shit map if we come to talk about it in a map design perspective, because, well, let's bring up the map. Here's an image of the map, as you can see. This is it, and in essence, it's very similar to King's Canyon, right? Size-wise, it's a little bit bigger, I believe, just a little bit bigger, but thanks to all of these fucking areas around Skyhook, you see those mountainous pockets? Those hinder the, not only gameplay, by creating a lot of chokes where you get ambushed or camped up. It's ridiculous, creating hugely unfair advantages for people who are entering those chokes, but also they hinder the mobility around the map, right? Because if the circle is around somewhere around train yard and fuel depot, you can only move through either the tunnel for the train or this stupid little choke over there next right underneath the train yard, something like a mine shaft or whatever the fuck it is. It's really annoying, and you can get camped out. People get slaughtered in these fucking areas. It's ridiculous. And also, one more thing these hinders is the fact that you cannot drop comfortably wherever you want, because how the game's drop mechanic works is that when you drop from the dropship, you're in a constant state of descent, so you cannot go up and or like glide per se, like in Fortnite, let's say, because in Fortnite, not only that there are no fucking mountains anywhere, you can basically drop, and if you're at one end, if the bus is at one end of the map, if you drop there, you can easily just glide to the other end without a single problem, or glide to any other edge of the map, or any point you want. Well, in Apex, especially on this map, World's Edge, you really cannot do that. I don't think I encountered that problem in King's Canyon. I think that was a more of a fair map, just because you can mostly glide to whatever you want, but this one, in this particular situation, you cannot because of all these stupid mountainous terrains here, especially on Skyhook. If the bus is going perpendicular to Skyhook, and if you drop somewhere around the geyser, you will no way be able to glide to Skyhook, because you're gonna hit one of the two mountains at the bottom end, you know, with the little mountainous pass. There's no fucking way you're making it past there. So yeah, that really limits your drop locations, unless the airdrop is going over one of the places you want, or very close to one of the places you want to land. You're shit out of luck. If the airdrop is coming from Thermal Station to, let's say, Lava City, there's absolutely almost no way to drop to kind of the ends of Skyhook. Maybe you can glide to kind of this beginning area of Skyhook, but there's no way you're making it past the mountain if you want to go like further into Skyhook, and that's really annoying to me. I think they should really fix that, or at least just fix the chokes. I don't think they can fix the size of the mountains, because that would have to like they had to remake the map. But for God's sake, please make the chokes bigger, make them a little bit wider, so there's a lot of like places to maneuver, or add more paths through the mountains and through the rocks, you know, because whenever you get in a little skirmish, if you're like traveling, if you're like, let's say, a decent way off the fucking circle, and you get in a fight before you head into the circle, you're most likely gonna get hit by the storm, and then good luck traversing the fucking area, traversing the stupid fucking chokes and anything. If you're not either an Octane or a Pathfinder, you are almost like always fucked. And we've lost a lot of games thanks to just either getting caught in the storm, or getting caught in the storm and not being able to like traverse the terrain, because it's ridiculous. And speaking about the chokes, you can currently see in the gameplay that I'm stuck in a very precarious situation, being fucked by the map and the circles, as you can see, because the circle is closing in exactly on top of the fucking drill that's in between the big choke below Skyhook, and that's really annoying. And as you can see, there's a guy on top of me. There's a caustic, I believe, on top of me. He's putting traps. There's almost no way I can approach him. I'm sitting underneath. He's sitting up top. There's nothing we can do about each other. And I guess, and I was stuck there for a good solid, like, maybe 3 minutes of just waiting for the circle to drive us out of there. And of course, the circle shranked on him twice. And because of how the stupid storm timers work, you get a minute and a half of waiting around for the storm to start moving, and then the storm itself is really fast, which I think there should be a little bit of an in-between of those times, right? They should be kind of similar, and not having the storm just being super fucking fast. And from that, let's move on to another more frequent topic of discussion that revolves around Apex Legends, and that's the lack of updates. Just goddamn it, Respawn. Instead of paying Twitch streamers to play your stupid fucking game every time you release a new season, just fucking develop the game and give us like patches. And don't wonder why your game is dead 2 weeks after a fucking content release because nobody playing it, because the game's already stale and you're not literally doing anything about it. It's so fucking annoying. Just give us small patches every 2 weeks with just little minor changes to spice up the game a little bit. Like, come on. Like, just small ones. Or either that, or you can, give us like big, like major, super big patches every like month or 2 months. But those have to be big. Those have to have a lot of changes in them, like new content, big changes to every character, and and with the small balance changes we're talking about, like just change the numbers of the weapons. Give us new weapons, because I'm pretty sure that's not that hard to do. Do some tweaks, improve characters, like maybe even rework characters at this point. I think we can finally start looking at like reworking some characters' abilities, because some of them are frankly a bit shit. So add new characters, just do something, and not just give us like a big content update every like 2 or 3 months and thinking, oh, well, that should satisfy our players for the next 3 months. Let us just twiddle our fingers and shove them up our butts, right? No, you can't do that. That's why fucking Overwatch died and literally no one's playing that game aside from the fucking competitive community. And even there, I'm pretty sure they're absolutely having no fun there. So just, yeah, don't be like Overwatch. Don't let your game die and just keep it fresh. I think biggest testament to that is Fortnite. Like, Fortnite's been alive for 2 years now. Even though it's in a small state of decay, in like a week or two there'll be a new season and everybody's gonna be like, wow, let's get to playing. And from there on, people get hooked again because they're doing content updates every week. Even if it's the smallest thing, they'll still roll out a patch fixing some stuff, bug fixes, and you have to commend them for that. Well, what are Respawn doing? They've literally had like fucking 5 major patches for literally almost a year from the launch of the game. And what have they done? Nothing. 5 major quotation marks patches? Dude, what the fuck? It ain't gonna cut it nowadays. People's attention spans are so little. Like, we need something new. Like, people get bored of games super fast nowadays, and you just have to keep up with them. I'm not even asking for much. Just as I said, either small content patches, small balance changes every couple of weeks, like let's say League of Legends does, or give us big, major game-changing shit every month or two, and not every 2 or 3 months like you're currently doing. But yeah, those are my like major complaints with the game. And overall, I do think this game is really good and has a lot of potential. But Respawn really needs to step up their game and start developing a lot of shit, and or keeping this game alive, and not just EA shoving microtransactions in people's faces, because that's a whole different problem that we're gonna be talking about at the end of the year, kind of doing a retrospective of this game, because there's a lot of shit to talk about on that front. Because currently we're just talking about gameplay. But alright, so those are my 2 cents. I hope someone agrees with me and we can actually make the developers listen and fix the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.